I don't think I've ever been on a stage where there was a waterfall and Mission Possible, techno whatever this is, but certainly the drummers helped to wake me up this morning. I was working very late last night in my office, and guess what was keeping me there? Our state's budget. Michael, I can't see from up here, but I want to thank you for inviting me here. This is my third year being here, and I'm always happy to see this large room with all of these people because it gives me just a little bit of a sense of how enormous the role is that you have undertaken and how much we have to support all of you in this room. I also want to thank Michael not for only inviting me here, but for wearing out the carpet to my door. He comes to see me a lot to make sure that your concerns are represented and that we hear what's on your mind. Whether you are here today as a direct care worker, the executive of an organization, or a member of an advocacy group, or in some other capacity, I also want to thank you for taking the time to participate in the agenda and in the discussion today. But most importantly, I want to thank you for what you do every day. I have no absence of recognition of the importance of the work that you do down to the very individuals in the Commonwealth that we all care about. And I want to thank you for being there in these difficult times to try to give people peace of mind, but also to deal with the things that they have to deal with even when there isn't a budget crisis. So I'm going to ask you all to give yourselves a round of applause. The contributions that you make, the ideas you share, your thoughtful discussion, and your willingness to tell us in state government how we can make your job easier makes the human services sector vibrant and impactful. As the governor will share in his remarks today, and he will be here later this morning, this conference is being held on the day that he will announce his fiscal action plan for fiscal year 10. As you all know, we're facing an extraordinary budget crisis in Massachusetts, as the rest of the nation is. The governor announced earlier that we have more than a $600 million gap to close in our state budget this fiscal year. And today he will announce how he's going to address that gap. I hope when you hear the news that the governor will share with you that you will give him loud and enthusiastic recognition for his recognition of the work that you do and the need to serve the people in the Commonwealth that we all care about. While I think that you will share my enthusiasm for the decisions that he has made, I know that in spite of those decisions, there will be cuts that directly impact organizations and the people you serve. Our decisions are being made with much deliberation, and we know that none of these decisions are easy. Many of my leadership team is here today, Commissioners, Assistant Secretary Marilyn Chase, and we are here to answer questions for you later in the day about the budget decisions, but please bear with us as we begin to understand how these decisions will impact all of you. As I said, even as early as 8 o'clock this morning, I was reviewing what the final decisions look like. One of the things that we know in terms of the budget is that it has forced us all to think about the ways we do things in different ways. This is now the third state budget cycle that I've participated in. Every time that we begin this process, I've asked my team to present information in a way that focuses on outcomes we want to achieve, the populations we want to serve, and the value we deliver to the public and to the families who rely on us. You will see that during our fiscal year 11 budget cycle, we have a very tough decision to make in terms of how we fill in the gap that we must fill in as stimulus funds go away in the middle of next year. As we move into this process, I've asked my team to build a new framework that summarizes in the clearest way possible what we do, who we do it for, and why we do it. Of course, our new way of presenting the budget will crosswalk to the individual line items that you all care so much about, but please look for and be prepared to join us in a discussion about a new way of looking at what we do as we move into this new budget process. Innovation in how we think about decisions and present our budget is just the beginning. I know that many of you have come to this conference today to engage in discussions about moving ahead, following new paths, seeking better ways to innovate in the human service sector. The title of your conference says it all, Mission Possible. And I have no doubt that with your thoughts and ideas and the leadership of people like Michael Weeks and Randall Rucker, the chair of your board, that the mission is possible. The Providers Council has been particularly effective in framing and leading this discussion. Our efforts on workforce development, supporting programs that link education and career development, and the impact your sector makes on Massachusetts' economy are shared across several secretariats. My counterparts, Secretary Bump of Labor and Economic Development and Secretary Revel of Education are engaged with all of us to make sure that we integrate new workforce models across programs we oversee. And we are particularly interested where these models draw upon lessons learned and emerging practices in social enterprise initiatives and in outcomes-based service delivery. Particularly in a time as difficult as this, we must continue to move forward and embrace change. Our base of resources is smaller. The needs of the populations we serve, even the populations themselves, are changing. People with disabilities are living longer, in no small part due to the services that you provide. They're living fuller lives. They have greater expectations about how they should be living in the community and the diversity of that experience. Demographic changes also mean that we serve an increasingly older population, but the challenges facing families continue to evolve and change, and we must change as they are changing because we can't do things the way we've always done them and expect to serve people the way that they should be served. We are better today than we ever were in drawing on evidence-based practice, service innovation, and on our increasing sophistication in understanding the best ways to support people to live full and healthy lives, and that's what we should all be about. Our mission today is to maintain our commitment, our focus, and draw on our ability to think creatively and embrace change. I am counting on you for this, and the people we serve are counting on all of us. Thank you very much for listening to my comments this morning. I reviewed the agenda that you have for you today, and I wish I could participate in many of the workshops that you'll have the opportunity to participate in. I thank you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.